All right, today we're going to take a look at Google Slides. We're just going to cover the basics today, and then we'll come back in other little short lessons like we do with Google Docs and get into more details. So here I am in my classroom, Harrington Tech, and Mr. Harrington has given me an assignment. I'm going to create a slideshow. Now, I could slide down here through my classroom stream and wade through all of that and try to find it, or I could just click over here to classwork where it puts my assignments in nice short little blips. And here it is, Google Slides. So I click on it, and it says, create a slideshow all about you. Awesome. I love to talk about me. I'm going to click on View Assignment, and here I am. Now over here, Your Work, Add or Create. This is where I'm going to create my slideshow. Remember, whenever possible, you want to create your assignments right inside of the classroom. If I create it inside of the classroom, the teacher can see it right away and help me out as I go along. And then even if I forget to turn it in, which I'm going to try really hard to remember, that's important and that's my job, but the teacher can see what I've been working on. If I wanted to make a slideshow just for fun, because they're fun, I could come up here to my waffle, click here, click on Slides, and create a slideshow. Once I created it there, I could always find it either in Slides or in my Drive. But this one is for a teacher, so I'm going to create it inside of the classroom. Very important. I come over here to Add or Create. I click on Add or Create. And what am I creating? A slideshow. Right. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on Slides. But remember, if you want to come back to this assignment and work more on it later, you'll click back into Harrington Tech, back into this Google Slides assignment, and your assignment will appear right over here in this area. Once it's created, it'll always be there. I go down to Slides, and I click on it. See, right here is where my assignment will be. It's going to automatically open for me here in a second, though. I don't have to click on it this time. It's loading. I'm patient. I can wait. Here it is. Now see how it's still grayed out? That means I can't start working with any of these tools yet. There they are. Now it's ready for me. Whenever a slideshow opens, it gives you one slide to start with, and it gives you a space to add a title. Your first slide should always introduce your slideshow. Should tell people what it's about. This one said to talk about me. So I'm going to click here where it says click to add title. And I'm going to give it a title. Mrs. English's. Hey, I'll tell you what's going on in my world. And then down here it says click to add a subtitle. So if I wanted to expand on my title a little more, I could call it something like My Awesome Life. But I don't really want this text box, so I'm going to click right on the edge of it. I'm going to hit the backspace button, and it's going to go away. Okay, now let's just look at our basic tools along the top. The first one, there's a little plus sign here. It says New Slide. I'm going to want more than one slide in my slideshow, so I'll click on the plus, and it'll add more slides. When I finish the next one, if I still need more information, I'll click on the plus sign again, and I'll get another slide. I can work on the slide it brings me to, or I can click on any of the others to go back to them. If I realize I made them out of order, I can grab one and slide it up. See where that orange line is? Now it's going to switch my slides around and put them in the order I want them in. So if you finish your presentation and you realize you got some things in the wrong order, it's okay. Just move your slides around. Back up here to my buttons. Undo. You know how I love the undo button. I make a mistake. I just hit undo, and it undoes the last thing I did. If I realized I liked it better that way, I hit the redo button. Print. You can print a slideshow. It comes out in kind of a different size, so if you want to make it a full-size piece of paper, we'll talk about that. We just have to do page setup. Over here is a zoom button. Sometimes, like with Google Drawings, we want to really zoom in and work on some little detail. We can use this zoom button, or we can hit this down arrow. Fit is what we usually have. Fit means fit everything onto my screen so that I can see everything. But maybe I want to see what it's going to look like as a regular size piece of paper so that I know what it looks like when I print it out. I hit 100%, and now it's kind of in the middle of my slide so that I can move around and look at it. It's easiest when you're working on your slide to keep it at fit. Here's my cursor. What do I need that for? Well, sometimes I choose a different tool and I need to get my cursor back so I can work some more. Right there. Click on your select tool, that will give your cursor back. T is for text box. We have this in lots of programs. When you have a slide, even though it starts with these text boxes, it's not like a doc where you can just start right in typing. If you want to add more text, you have to click on T for text, get your little drawing tool, and draw yourself another text box. Now I could write in it. What do you want to know about my day? I wake up at 4. You don't need to know that on this slide. That's going to be when I get back to telling you about my life. So I'm going to click on the edge of it and get rid of it. Adding text boxes, adding pictures. Just like any other program, I can search the web. I can get a picture out of my drive. I can use the camera. Not if I have a school Chromebook, their cameras are shut off. But if I have my camera at home, I can use my camera. Shapes. I can add shapes. Maybe I want little talking shapes. Maybe I want to put in an arrow to highlight something important I had to say. What's this slideshow about? Mrs. English's Day. This is your drawing tools. Remember these from Google Drawings? All kinds of shapes there you can use to draw. My paint bucket. What am I painting? Well, if I click on this arrow, now I can paint it. See how it's gray and the line down here is gray? Really want to draw attention to this arrow, so I'm going to make it purple. This is the border color. That's the little border around the outside of my purple arrow. Let's make it red. Border weight. That's how thick the border is. Let's bring it up to about a 4. Oh, see how that got thicker? And these are different kinds of borders. I could have a dotted border. I could have lines for my border. Oops. Or I could have lines and dots for my border. I don't know. Whatever you think makes your border look good. I kind of like mine to be a solid line, so I'm going to put it back that way. Arial. Here's where my fonts are. Now, if I was to choose a font right now, nothing changed. Why not? Because I forgot to select my writing. So I come into my text box, I click and slide to select the writing I want to change the font, and then I click on my font tools. Now I've changed it. Oh, now it made it little though. That's a smaller font. So here's my font size. I could click in this box and just choose a number or type in a number. Or if I want it, just a little bit bigger, I can just use this plus. Oh, too big. Minus back down. Perfect. Here's my other font tools. Bold. Italics. Don't like that one. Underline. Nah. Font color. There we go. I've got my purple and red, so let's stay with that theme and make my writing red. And then here's my highlight color. We've talked about this before. Highlighting your writing makes it really hard to read. But sometimes you've got a picture as your background and your writing is kind of disappearing into it, so you want to highlight it so it stands out, or you really want to draw attention to a word or two. Here's where you could choose your highlight color, highlight your writing, and then it would show up. I'm going to change it back to transparent. Okay. Now, let's go back to our basic tools. We did our pictures, we did our shapes. Oh, why did my tools change? Because I wasn't clicked on anything. If I click on my arrow, then my arrow tools will come back up. If I click on my font tools will come back up. And if I click on my background, my basic tools will come back up. Here's my add a comment. Maybe I'm working on this project with a partner. I can add a comment over to the side. Mrs. Williams, she's my partner. Do you like this font? Now I can leave that comment there. And when Mrs. Williams checks in later, maybe she's not working on it right now, but we're working on it together, she'll see that, and then she can decide what she thinks. And she can leave me a comment back. Also, your teacher might leave a comment for you. Susan, you spelled the word chicken wrong. Here's how to spell it correctly. and then you could go back and correct your mistake. Here's another tool, background. We can set the background on our slide. We can choose a color. Let's go with green. Yeah, but we'll do it anyway. We could choose an image. I'm going to tell you about my day, so I'm probably going to start with the first thing in my day, which is going to the barn. So I'm going to put in a farm. Like this one. That actually looks a little like my farm. So I chose my image, and I say, done. Now look, can't really read my writing there. I'm going to shrink my text box down because I don't need it to be that big. And then I'm going to slide my writing right up to the top. You see that red line that appeared? That red line going up and down? That tells me I'm right in the middle of my page. That helps me center my writing. There we go. Look how much easier that is to read. I can bring my arrow up there too. Watch this. Do you see that line that just went sideways across? That tells me that my two things are centered right along with each other. They line right up. All right. I think I like that. Now I could go on and work on my next slide, and I'm going to go over pictures, your tools, all of these other things in other little short videos. Try this out, see what you think of it, create a couple of slides, and then check back in with me in a day or two.